What's a guan, mano? Wagwan, wagwan. So you are, child. It is Sunday. I had such a fun yesterday. I had a lot going on. Not a lot, just two parties, but I guess let's call it two events. Okay, because the sis be out here booked and busy. But you know what? Just because you're busy don't mean that you are making progress. So yeah, I'm doing crap, but it's just showing up for other people, which that's still beautiful. We'll get into that. We'll get into all of that. But let me tell you, I can't believe it's evening and this is my makeup from yesterday. So I've been up in here clowning around, but I've really been like doing some organizing, some deep organizing. I braided my hair for the week, got that together, and now I'm finna wash my face, get a good juicy bath, and do some editing. Okay, but first I gotta wash this face. My face feels so gooky, and one thing I hate to do, generally speaking, okay, I want you to believe me. With everything you've got, I want you to believe me that I generally do not sleep in my makeup. I really don't. I don't play that stuff. But there's times and there's certain conditions where sometimes I get home and I be like, what the F? And that was last night. And so the funny thing is, if I just, speaking of like libations, if I'm just drinking, let me tell you, your girl can drink. I will, that's nothing to be proud of. Let me bring that bravado down. Unfortunately, I'm a drinker. No, I'm not claiming that. I've drunk quite a bit in my life, to the point where there seems to be a tolerance level that is far advanced than most. I am not proud of that. I'm just letting you know the facts. It's just the facts. And the point is, because of that, I'm able to come home and do what I need to do. So that means wash my face. At the very least, wash my face. Brush my teeth. I'm doing really good. And depending on how I feel, to get in the shower too, oh, we winning. So last night I did none of those things, so I lost. Now it's time to clean my face. So I have to go through a deep clean of my face, and I just want to take you on that journey with me, honey. Yeah, as we talk about some things. So the first thing that, you saw that spit? I'm quite juicy fruit. Hey! So, I like to use me some coconut oils, and that is what I use to remove my makeup, but it probably has like rubbed off. Let's even see if there's any on there, but especially for like my eyes, I really concentrated because it was like a 99-2000 theme party. So I really concentrated on like my eyes. That was like the big deal for me. But anyway, take the coconut oil. Let's just go over. I guess it's no different like how people be using that skin balm to remove their makeup. But for all the people who don't have like extra money, first of all, this is healthier. But if you don't have the money to buy those really expensive skin products, the funny thing, you can have great, clear, beautiful skin with regular products that you use at home. And a lot of those expensive products that you're buying is literally a derivative from the natural stuff. And they add a little bit of chemical and preservative to like make it last longer, smell good, whatever the case is. So what I then do, I prefer like facial tissue, the one when you have a lot of snot tissues. I like snot tissues. I don't have any snot tissue. I have a little, no, that's for my carry-on. So I'm just going to use some paper towel and guess I can either like remove. So let's see what's on my face. Oh, there's still some on my face. But when you come home, and especially your lips, which I don't have too much on my lips, but those like matte lip balms and not bombs, matte lips. One thing I like to do is do my best to take care of my skin. And you know what the funny thing is, you know, I talk a lot about transformation and going on in this journey that I've been on. So funny enough, being on a transformation journey is not just the inside. Like, you're transforming your mind, but in transforming your mind, you literally transform everything around you. You feel what I'm saying? And you transform the way you do things, your organization, your home. It's just not transforming one thing. You know what I mean? I mean, you're starting off with the big cheese. The big cheese is your mind. And you then will look at everything differently. Your responsibility to yourself is just so imperative. Like the responsibility that you have to make sure that you are looking and feeling your best, and not just on a vanity tip. Like, you are making sure you're feeling your best just on a healthy tip, right? And I kind of think it all plays into the mental and self-esteem, having confidence, because not for nothing, if you don't, and people say this all the time, which is very true, when you look good, you feel good, right? Oh, what happened? The light went off. Shit. Okay. I knew that was going to happen. You know what's so funny? People ask me if I talk to myself. That's a prime example. Yes, I do. No, they ask me if I say, oh, I talk to myself. For real? Oh, wow. Well, do you, long as you don't answer yourself. But if I have the fucking answers, why wouldn't I answer my own question? Like, that's a prime example of what I do. Right there, right there. You saw it. What happened? The light went off. See, you see how I knew but then you might say, well, if you know the answer, why have the question? But in the very moment, I didn't have the answer because I was like, oh, it got dark. Then my second self, my more conscious self, answered the question. You know? Yeah. All right. So sometimes I will then take, I'm going to wash my face, but this is a thorough cleansing. So I go in sometimes. So this is my own elixir. What I mix together here is tea tree oil and witch hazel. This girl told me about this. I was going and I just take some cotton balls. I generally do this after, like a toner, you know what I mean? After I wash my face, just to kind of make sure that it's clean. But because I'm doing a thorough job, I'm going to do it before and after. I mean, it's no harm if you do it before. Because, see, you get some more of the gunk off. Because I want as much as that gunk off as possible. Okay? And then I'll go in and cleanse it thoroughly and wash it about 3 times. I'm going to let this, oh, you know what? I can do this now. Hold on. Hey! Light again, and there should be light. Not trying to say I'm guessing. I forgot I could plug this up. Duh, slow juice. All right, so let's go ahead and continue toning my face. So yeah, child. So what had happened was I was looking for makeup. So I was in the whole market to look for makeup. Okay, I've always done makeup, but I've always went to the pharmacy to get my makeup because I'm like, listen, you always choose the cheapest thing first. Okay, then if you feel like a product is not serving its purpose, and there are like more expensive products out there that do the job better, then you pay for it. But just to go out and be like, oh, let me just find me the most expensive makeup, I think is absolutely crazy. So I've always worn makeup, and I've inspired other people to wear makeup, inadvertently inspired. My thing is, do what makes you happy, you know, but I mean inadvertently, because without me saying anything, people felt inspired just by watching me, you know, show up from work. And so I never forget, I was friends with this woman. She was about 9 years my senior, right? And so she was like, she used to always say, oh, Treva, well, where are you going after work? I mean, where are you going? And I would be like, you know, nowhere. Oh, well, why do you have your makeup on? Well, because I was coming to work. You put on makeup to come to work? Well, yeah, honey. Now, just because you don't do that, I don't do what you do. We don't do what each other do. Our perceptions are different. I perceive myself one way stepping out into this land to see a folk. You perceive yourself another way. I want to control people's perception of me. And when I look good, well, first of all, I look good without the makeup, but I mean, it does give you an extra boost. It is freaking amazing, and I hate to admit it, I really do. Because so many people get lost up in the world of makeup, of trying to look and be someone that they're not. So I don't support it in that sense, but I do like makeup in a sense where it enhances your beauty. I think that you should recognize your own beauty, and then if you want to enhance your beauty, fine. If you do have some things that's questionable, where you feel like, oh, I don't like certain things, like I don't like the bags under my eyes, but I've learned to accept them. It is what it is. I've been having bags many years. I've been bag lady, you gon' hurt your face carrying all those bags like that. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's a mess. Anyway, now if there's a time in which, you know, I want to cover it up or something like that, I don't think that there's anything inherently wrong with maybe trying to cover certain things that you see about yourself, especially if it has changed. I don't say go out to change yourself so you can be like someone else. Okay? Q-tips. I don't say that, but I do say, if, like, say in the past couple you've gotten little lines here and there, well, I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong. I'm gonna take a little bit of, what do you call that? Coconut oil. I always try to go in, clean up my eyeballs, but I actually should do this afterwards, after I cleanse my face good. Because, all right, let's get some water on this face, honey. But what was I saying about makeup before I wash my face? About see if I have the answer. Let me see if I have the answer. Oh, makeup, there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup, some. Oh, expensive makeup. So yeah, child, had all of these questions, and next thing I know, sis goes out and buys some makeup. But she just don't go down to Dwayne Reed. Dwayne Reed was a pharmacy. Most of them closed down. I think the main one in Penn Station in New York is still open, but that's the point. It's a New York drugstore. But like your local CVS, Rite Aid, okay? She don't go down to Dwayne Reed, okay? And get her some makeup. No. She got to go to the Max Cosmetics store on 125th Street. I said, oh, okay. Look, I don't give a damn. Do what you want. You see what I'm saying? Because I do what I want. Do what you want. She go down here. Okay. Oh. tell me, oh, Treva, you need to go to Mac to get, whoa, hey, wait. What I don't accept is what I need or should, unless we're talking beneficial to my life, or you know what I mean? If this is not saving my life in some way, if this is not like, you know, a real true emergency or urgent type of change that needs to be made that extends my life expectancy, then I don't need or should do anything. You do what you do, I do what I do, you know. Oh, Treva, you need to go and get your makeup from MAC. Oh, you don't even know how to put on eyeshadow properly. Cause you gotta remember, you don't do this. I do this. So my thing is, I'm telling you that story just to say, like, you know, if you have like even something like your cleanser, if you like, this cleanser is a little bit more expensive. I was using the ones I was using, like, you know, your normal Neutrogenas. Well, I never liked Neutrogena. That does not work for me. But I bought into it because of the popularity. But again, you can't buy into popularity. You have to focus on what works for you. Neutrogena didn't work for me and my skin type. So I went over to, not Neutrogena, you know what I'm thinking about? Noxzema. Noxzema! Honey! Don't people love Noxzema? That was the thing back in the day. Everybody had Noxzema in their bathroom. Looking all nasty. They needed to clean the jars. It was like, y'all don't clean your jars? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be salty, okay? Because I was like, I'm gonna be salty if I open this up and this is nasty. This is how the inside of mine look, okay? Notice even, I've had, now the only thing, there are some smudges here. Look like makeup smudges. I think I picked it up with my hands, so I'm gonna wash that off. But I wash things like that. I'm also gonna be scrubbing my face today, so I still use this. And let's see what this looks like on the inside. And I've had this over a year. Over a year. I do not like nasty, oh God. And people like, Carrie, you can use my stuff. And you be like, oh, thank you. Oh, I don't want that, you know. I don't do that. So even like with this, right? What is this? This is called cleanser. Even with cleanser, I was using, so I went on to Neutrogena, and I was using Neutrogena when I was in high school. And Neutrogena when I was in high school was fine. And then it didn't work for me anymore. And then I went over to, I think, Clear Cell at some point. Did Clear Cell consistently. Then that seemed like the formula wasn't working for me anymore. I went over to OxyClean, used a lot of their products actually. And I actually still use the pads, but yeah, things. And then after a while, I don't know, like, so recently I'm aging. Now I'm of a more mature age and skin. So again, I have to change some of my products that I use consistently, my skincare. So I said, you know what, I'll try CeraVe. I hear so many people talk about CeraVe. I just don't, you know, get on the bandwagon with everybody. Yeah, what you use, I'm gonna use it. No. So I said, and it took me years. So I said, well, finally, let's see if this actually works. This is a little bit more expensive than my normal stuff. So this has benzoyl peroxide, 4% for acne. So I always get cleansers that's good for acne. And this acne foaming acne foaming cream cleanser, I love how it feels. I just love it. With the 4%, I don't know. I think that it just works really well. So yeah, so you know, only get expensive things as you need though. A lot of times you realize you don't even need expensive stuff all the time, you know what I mean? And naturally, I put a lot of focus on my cheeks because I have open pores. I mean, honey, they so open. All right, that's the first wash. Okay. We're going to go in again, wash it again. You know when you and that's another thing. So that's one of the ways that I try to keep it clean, right? Like doing that, but I think I feel some bumps. I feel something. I gotta really clean it thoroughly. Time to rinse. Woo! Okay. Now you see the eyelashes are like clear now. I'm gonna go through with a little bit more coconut oil with a cotton ball. Now I can just really truly wipe any last residue. It's always going to be some residue, you know what I mean? Excuse me. That's one of the reasons why I couldn't do fake eyelashes. I mean, I like the strips, so if I do eyelashes, I do the strips. Because, let me tell you something. Some of these sisters don't be cleaning their eyelashes. I don't think we understand how important cleanliness is. And that's what I started off talking about, actually, that when transforming your mind, you're going to transform so much of yourself. So that's going to be like your workout habits, your sleeping habits, your eating habits. You're going to do stuff so much differently because you've transformed your mind. You see what I mean? You see things so much different. That is the key. I'm going to get my scrub on. That is the key, honey, is like understanding that we're going to scrub off any, dead skin cells. Now, I don't scrub my skin often because you shouldn't overdo it, but I haven't scrubbed in months, so this is nice and feels good. And one of the things that I really wanted to work on was my hair, skin, and nails. I noticed my nails doing really well. Like, these are my real nails. I just painted them. I did a shitty job, but I'm gonna take it off later. But the point is, I don't want to rely on artificial things to define my beauty. I'm already beautiful naturally. So are you. We all are. Despite what society says, despite what your favorite magazine calls beautiful, what your favorite countdown of the most beautiful people in the world are, despite all of that shit, you're fucking beautiful too, okay? But the thing is, you've been programmed to believe that there's only one type of beauty. They even have scientifically speaking, when the eyes and the noses and the symmetrical, shut the fuck up. Now, are there certain beauty to, I think, just naturally? Yes, you might look at somebody like, okay, yo, they really fucking high-key beautiful, right? And you see a difference. All right, fair. But let's not act like everybody else walking the earth are gremlins. Take care. What makes you ugly is your personality, and what makes you ugly is not taking care of yourself. Like, you know, and people will not take care of themselves and make all the excuses in the world. Prime example, like, you know, and I'm getting them too. The older that I'm getting all the chin hairs, I'm pulling it out. And I saw this sister in the supermarket today, and she had the real bad bumps that come on the bottom, and I don't know, I think that's like ingrown hair that causes that. And you know, you can tell it, she just be having just fuck it, you know. And it's just like, don't fuck it. When it comes to yourself and treating yourself well, you don't even have to do it from a vanity standpoint. You can just do it from a standpoint like, and even if you want to do it from a vanity standpoint, so what? What's wrong with feeling like, I want to look the best that I can look? I want to be beautiful. Because you know what happens? That shit makes you really feel embarrassed, low-key. It works on your self-esteem. So I say, you know, don't get into the things, like, don't allow things to fester in your life that give you low self-esteem. You know what I mean? One of them for me is my chin hair. It was my eye bags. I can't do anything about that, but I do what I can. If that means waking up every day and putting ice cubes under my eyes, using cucumbers, I do it. Is there a huge, big of a difference? No, but I do notice a slight difference. My chin hairs, I got to pull that out. It causes little marks. So I, you know, use my lemon juice and aloe water. I'll show you that in at some point. But yeah, you just do the things that you can do to enhance the love that you need for yourself. Let me rinse this off. All right, so the final thing that I'm gonna do for tonight is my Indian healing clay. You know this one. So this is to really give me that deep pore cleanse. And also, I just love how it tightens my face up. I feel like it definitely tightens my what do you call it, pores. So I use that. And so this is a vinegar. This is apple cider vinegar with water. So I pour that in this bad boy. All right, and get the mixing. I'm gonna actually put it on my chest too tonight. Then right after that, I'm gonna get in the shower. So yeah, I think it's crazy. So yeah, like, you know, when I was working, I had really good dental insurance, and I felt like, you know what, I really want to take care of my teeth. I got the shock of my life when I was in New York. I was about 26 and realized I had so many dental problems. And I needed to get cavities filled and some other things, whatever have you. And so throughout the years, I got some cavities filled there at the NYU dental school. Then when I moved back to Philly, I had like some dental issues, and I went to this emergency dentist that was in Center City, and so they just pulled my teeth. And you heard right too. So I got one right here that was removed. And so the dentist that I was going to, once I really got in with like a good dental office, he was like, why did you get your teeth pulled? And I was just like, I was having some pain. There were some cavities. He was like, yeah, but it probably could have been saved. And you know, the idea is to save your teeth. That's much better than getting, again, the artificial shit. Your natural shit is always going to be better. I'll say that again for the girlies and the boys in the back. I don't care what happens. I know we get caught up in social media and wanting so badly to be liked on social media, so we want to do the most craziest things. If we have a couple of dollars or not, I guess y'all getting credit to get plastic surgery and all of this. It is absolutely getting out of control. And if you don't see now all the people that are dealing with so many issues as it relates to surgery and you still go do it, something wrong with your ass. At that point, can't nobody feel sorry for you if you get a botched job. It's just like, damn, Gina, you know, because come on, you taking out your eyeballs, putting in new ones. What the fuck is wrong? What is wrong with your eyes? Nothing. Because somebody said your color ain't. Go ahead. Anyway, I was saying to the doctor, right? I was like, I said, yeah, so what can I do? Because I've been feeling like, so this happened years ago in my 30s when I was going to this dental spot, because you see I still didn't get it an implant. And so I said, oh, well, I want to see if I can get an implant. So he said, on one side you can get an implant because, as you know, teeth shift over the years. And so he's like, but when one side, it's like your teeth has shifted too much, so much so that you're not going to be able to get an implant, but we can do like a bridge. So he said, well, you know what, it really is no rush for it, because it's not like, I'm gonna tell you, it's not that bad. You know, you really can't see it. I said, I can see it. And I said, see, dentist doc, what you don't understand is I love to laugh. There, I'm a little juicy again. I love to laugh, okay? And I don't laugh like this. I don't laugh like that. I laugh like this. You can see what I had for lunch last week, you know, because you'll have full access to my throat, you know, and a lot of men's be looking down there and they want to see if they can get in where they fit in. And I say, not so fast. Not so fast. It's not that deep. Let me stop playing. That is so ignorant. All I'm saying is, no, let me stop. Child, it's a mess. But yeah, like if you have something, you know, that you know you need to work on that give you self-esteem, why wouldn't you work on it? I don't understand. I never understood that. So I said, well, people can do what the hell they want to do, but I'm not going to do that. If I have something that I can work on to make things a little bit better for myself, I'm going to work on it, you know? And I know when you talk about working on something and working on yourself, you know, making sure it is work. It is. I'm not going to. It is. It's a lot of work. And I feel like we don't want to say what it is. We're lazy. We weren't trained to like really get up and do the extra work that we need to do to keep ourselves intact. In fact, the whole society, all these businesses out here is predicated on making us more and more and more comfortable, aka reliant on their product or service. And so it takes away from us. You know, skincare, you can't give that away, baby. It's okay to go get a facial here and there, but while you at home, you sitting up here watching people on TV with beautiful skin, fake beautiful skin, because you know it's probably Photoshop. But you know what I'm saying? Take care of your own self. Take the time and spend it on yourself. We be thinking, oh, child, I gotta spend it on myself. And we be thinking like monetarily. Let me spend. No, take back your life. Take back your responsibility. Stop absolving yourself from what makes you great. Being responsible for yourself makes you great. That's what makes you great. You understand what I'm saying? My grandmom used to say back in the day, I used to live with her when I was in high school, and I used to give myself little facials and stuff like that. So my grandma would see me like this, right? Because I've been using clay masks for years. Like this whole Indian thing, I just learned about that because word of mouth. But there was another green clay mask that you could get at the hair store that was really good for acne, or at least for my acne. But anyway, my grandmother would see me coming down the steps, and she'd be like, oh Lord. And one day she said to me, you know what, Treva? I love the fact that you take care of yourself. Honey, if you don't do nothing else, you're going to take care of yourself. And she said, that's good. She said, you see, Grandma, I wear dentures, baby. Which by this time I knew because I saw her teeth. And then I said, ah, what's that? And my older cousins had to tell me, Grandma wears dentures. And I was like, what are dentures? I ain't know what dentures was. I ain't know. Shit. I said, her fucking teeth. Her teeth is in the cup in the bathroom. And then I thought my grandma was dead. It was a lot to deal with. You know, when you start living with folks, you're going to start seeing them take off arms and fingers and butt cheeks. You're going to see them metamorph into somebody unrecognizable. So, people get ready, get prepared. Make sure when you move in with somebody who you think you into, make sure you in love. There's an strong spiritual, emotional connection, because if you ain't got that, once you see them take off their eyeballs and stuff like that and unravel and become a whole different person, their true authentic self, you're gonna be like, oh, you probably won't even like the word authentic anymore. It's a lot to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in the shower. Well, I have to let this get hard, and well, it does get hard. Dry, that's the word. That's the proper term. I have to let this dry. Once it dries, I'm gonna just actually get in the shower and scrub my cheeks down. Well, all of my body. Come on. So, yeah, I just wanted to finish driving home that point that when I got in control of my skin, it made me feel a lot better. I'm gonna tell you something, I feel a lot confident and less reliant on makeup to make me feel good about myself. I want to feel good about myself naked, because all I have is myself in that state. You know what I'm saying? And if it gets to the point where you start disliking who you are by being who you are, Houston, we got a problem. You saw in the pandemic when people couldn't get their nails done, their hair done, and they were going wild. What am I gonna do with my nails? Clean them, file it down. Do you have any fingernail polish? If you need it for decoration, you really don't. Just make sure your nails is nice. Just file them. File. Do you know what a file is? Oh my God, what am I going to do about my hair? Wash it, condition it. And then you realize during the pandemic, people didn't even know how to maintain their just regular maintaining it. Maintenance, cleaning, and then grooming. The extra shit is what it is, extra. The makeup, the little cute picks and hair scarves and all. That's extra. The color. You do that to really truly express yourself and show some type of difference in your human than the next person standing next to you. You know what I'm saying? Generally, why we do things like decorate our bodies. And it expresses who we are kind of to the world without us saying it verbally. Outside of that, you You need to know how to maintain your human, your avatar. You don't know how to do that? That is a problem. Because if you don't do that, you want to see that you're going to deteriorate. And as you deteriorate, no one likes anything old and effed up looking. You don't like anything old and effed up looking. Take care of yourself. So anyway, to finish off the story about my dentist, so what I was explaining to him is because, I get it. No, you really can't see. Generally, if I don't tell you that it's there, or if I'm not doing some crazy smile, but even on the pictures that I take, some of the time, you can tell there's something weird happening back there because my mouth is shaped kind of like this weird wide U. So you can see it when I smile widely. And I love to smile wide. But this feels good. You can see something going on. I don't like that. I really don't. So it's like, yes, I know I can kind of just like chill out. So I feel like I don't have to go as hard. So I have like time, I guess, per se. But I definitely want to get it to a point where I feel very confident about my mouth. And I think that is very, very important. I have a family member who was saying the same thing, like, oh, I really struggle with, I'm not as confident about my mouth. Don't sit around and be not confident, because you're a beautiful woman. Why are you sitting around not confident? Take care of the thing that makes you less confident. And then people sit around, they don't want to do the work on themselves, but they'll look at you, get jealous of your ass because you doing shit to make you look good. Your natural you. And then they get jealous with the fuck you got going on. No, don't get jealous. Don't be, you know what I mean? Silently hating on the next person because their skin is so nice. They work for it. Maybe some people genetically is just good in that department, but they probably have to put more work and maintenance on another piece of themselves. Maybe the hair is stringy, so everybody have something, you know what I mean, that they feel like they're not as confident about. So if your hair is stringy, if your hair is whatever, work on that, but don't just say, oh, it's just so stringy, fuck it. No, don't fuck it. Take care of yourself. And that is the biggest thing that I love about transforming my mind. Expanding my mind helped me to take responsibility of myself. Before I can love my community, love another person intimately, or even, I don't have any children, but if I did have children, or any of my nieces or nephews, before you can love anybody else, and love them. Go ahead and love them. But definitely make sure you have the love for yourself. And that's what, and that don't mean, I don't even know what people say, like, love yourself, love yourself. Yeah, okay, but what does that mean? I don't think that people truly know what loving yourself means. Loving yourself means really taking full responsibility of yourself. Think about it. If you do have a child, you're constantly grooming them. You're making sure you're pouring into them. That is, and we equate that to love. And I can agree with that. Things that you love, you take extra care of it. Ain't that right? You make sure it looks good, it's fine, Think about some of these products that we put so much love into it that have no life, like our Apple phone, your Apple, your iPad, your laptop, your makeup. Oh, you just love it. You set it all up, put it in these acrylic jars. You're getting these beautiful, what is it called? For the iPad, the cover, the iPad cover, a cute little phone case, and it looks so beautiful because it's a status symbol, right? You expect for people, you're shifting people's perspective when you have these items, so you take extra care of it. Well, you are the freaking status symbol, boo. Take care of you. And then you walk out and be in the streets and be like, yes, I have beautiful skin, beautiful teeth, beautiful hair. And if I want to, for the sake of an event, throw on a wig or put on some little nails. I can do that, but when I take it off, I'm still beautiful. Hot damn. Okay. So this is almost dry. That's enough preaching for me tonight. I'm gonna get off of my soapbox and I gotta get, oh God, I hope I have enough juice in me to work tonight. I cannot believe it's so late and I'm just now about to sit down to edit videos. This is crazy. Speaking of taking care of myself, I need to take care of my time. All right, bye.